The memory that stands out when we look back across a really busy year is D-Day. And I think there were two aspects to that. One was how poignant it was. So seeing these amazing characters and the way they spoke about that day, and it was emotional, but it also reminded us of the sacrifice and all that they did. And it was stories like they survived, but they lost their best mate. And I think that was then touched with a profoundness of how important their commitment, their sacrifice was, and the connection to what it is that we do today. They created the freedom, they created the security, we've enjoyed the prosperity, and we need to invest in that to maintain it. And that's what our armed forces do day in, day out for our country.
Firstly is support to operations, in particular the steadfast commitment to helping the Ukrainians, both in military assistance, advice and support. I think as they mark their 1,000th day of a war that was never meant in the minds of the Russians to last this long, we also passed a milestone of training 50,000 Ukrainians in this country. Tremendous effort, and I'm really proud of what the teams have done. The second thing I'd probably add is the energy and enthusiasm that I've seen the Army respond to the challenge I've laid around doubling and tripling our fighting power. It's been really energizing. From the lowest levels to the highest levels, everybody's doing their bit to try and find a way to get better.
Where do I start? I mean, I think the most important achievement that we've done, particularly in these very uncertain times, is continue to maintain the independent nuclear deterrent at sea through Operation Relentless for another full year. And I pay full tribute to all those, the submariners, their families, the support and shoreside teams and our industrial partners for the effort that has taken. And also the other broader parts of the Navy that have been involved in that. So that remains our single greatest achievement. But we've continued to operate around the world. And so through the year, we've had the Royal Fleet Auxiliary and Royal Marines operating out in Singapore, in Australia. We've had patrol vessels in the Caribbean and the Falkland Islands. We've had both carriers at sea, contrary to what you might read in the papers. This has been a huge year of continued delivery against some very demanding operational circumstances. And I think it would be invidious to call out anyone in particular from that.
Well, the Air Force has been the first responder for the UK in lots of places around the world, but the Middle East and the war in Ukraine are particular focuses for us as an Air Force. We were heavily involved in the aid drops into Gaza earlier in the year. We've protected our allies and friends in the region against attacks from Iran and those who would want to do us harm. And every day the Air Force is ready to fly and fight, whether that's at home here or overseas. And we've done that right the way through the year and been right on the front line of that. And as I say, the first responders for the UK and supporting the government right across the world.
Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.